Mrs. Friedman, school committee members, fellow administrators and faculty, family and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, members of the graduating class of 2011, I am honored to have the opportunity to address you today. Before beginning, I would like to offer a moment of silence for loved ones that we have lost during the last year. Most notably, two members of our Reading Public School family, Miss Olivia Rhoda, a graduate from the class of 2010, who is a friend to many of you, and Mrs. Margot Popkin, a staff member, a very active drama parent, and above all, a dedicated mother. Thank you. One of the honors that I have as superintendent of the Reading Public Schools is to award the Patrick A. Scattini Jr. Memorial Scholarship Award to a senior who exemplifies the qualities that Superintendent Scattini most cherished. A hardworking, high-achieving student, both within and beyond the classroom. The student selected this year has chosen this path, is a quiet leader among peers, and is a person passionate about the STEM fields. This year's candidate has served as the captain of both the spring and winter track teams, as well as the cross-country team. He's volunteered several hours serving in soup kitchens and working with the Mission of Deeds. This student will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the fall to pursue a degree in engineering. It is with great pride that I present the Patrick A. Scattini Memorial Scholarship to Brad Porter. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you, the class of 2011, for completing the first leg of your educational journey. You began this leg 13 years ago in 1998. And just to put things into perspective of what the world was like in 1998, the price of gas was $1.15. The United States government announced its first budget surplus in 30 years, and probably its last at this point. More and more companies decided to become a presence on something called the internet. A new computer called the iMac emerged, and the search engine Google was born. During those 13 years, we not only saw the world change, but we watched you grow. From kindergarten students who were just learning to read, to middle school students who tackled the challenges of your adolescence, to now high school graduates who are ready to leave the comfort of our Reading Public School nest like eagles and soar to new heights. During those 13 years, there have been many individuals who have supported you along your journey. On your behalf, I'd like to take a few moments to thank them. First, let's thank your parents, grandparents, and other significant adults in your life. They have guided you, encouraged you, cared for you, and protected you. They have been there for you regardless if you needed them or not. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's thank your coaches, teachers, advisors, and administrators, and other staff members, some who are here today and who have worked tirelessly to prepare you for the complex world that you will face in the future. They taught you how to read, how to write, how to problem solve, how to compete on the field, how to be good sportsmen and sportswomen, and how to stretch out of your comfort zone and use skills that you never even knew you had. I would like to especially thank and recognize those staff who have retired or will be retiring at the end of this year. From the high school, Peter Moscarello and Rose Hines. From the Rise Preschool, Vicki Griffin. From the Killam Elementary School, T. O'Brien. From Wood End, Al Mosier and Mark Daly. From Birch Meadow, Rita Georges and Sherry Flatley. From Joshua Eaton, Alicia McKenney. From Barrows, Joan McCain. From Parker, Kathy Jacobitz and Ann Lowe. And from Coolidge, Betsy Witham. Please join me in giving all of those staff a round of applause. We must also thank your siblings and your friends. This group has been with you on the roller coaster ride of your life and will become increasingly more important to you as you continue along your journey. Please give them a round of applause. Each of you have begun to find a calling where you have taken your skills and your talents and have made this world a better place. Some of you have had obstacles that you've had to endure along the journey, and you have turned those obstacles into opportunities. This afternoon, I would like to share with you some stories of your classmates and how they have made our community a better place. First, we have Megan McWeeny, a talented figure skater who has successfully fought and survived cancer. She sings for Voices of Hope, a singing group that raises funds for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. There's also Thomas Coltman, who spearheaded a service project called Food Renewed, where food from local restaurants would be wrapped for distribution and delivered twice a week to the senior center and elderly housing projects. We have Leona Delva, who has been a mentor for younger MECO students, coordinated a school-wide fundraiser for Haitian relief, and will be the first student in her family to attend college. Then there's Luis Diaz, who has attended over 10 different school systems, including one in New York City, and he is the first member of his family to graduate from high school and attend college. Adam Roberts, who I have personally known since he was a student at Coolidge, has embraced inclusion in each school that he has attended and has blazed a trail for other students with unique needs. The speech he gave at baccalaureate was inspiring and felt by everyone at that service. In addition, there's Katie Curtis, a courageous young woman who has been diagnosed with congenital muscular dystrophy and has been a public speaker for understanding disabilities and a trainer at Boston University for other teens with disabilities. She's an inspiration to all of us. Last, but certainly not least, we have Josh Wooldridge, who will be joining the United States Marines, and Michael Dennis, who will be enlisting in the Navy. Josh and Michael, thank you for defending our country. We wish you safe journey and Godspeed. These individuals, of course, are just a few examples of the many personal accomplishments represented here today. Each of you has your own stories to tell on how you've made a difference in this world, in our community. You should be very proud of yourselves, collectively as a class, where you've been outstanding leaders and role models for your younger classmates as they continue along their own journey. This was no more evident than a few weeks ago when you coordinated the first ever Lip Dub event here at RMHS, where over 500 students participated after school that will most likely become a tradition at this school. You've been part of championship sports teams, outstanding drama productions, and musical performances. You have been recognized for your exceptional sportsmanship and integrity. Finally, you have achieved academic success, including 10 National Merit Commended Scholars. And all of you deserve congratulations for completing the necessary graduation requirements to be here today. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Although this leg of your journey is about to end, a new leg is about to begin, one that will be exciting, filled with new challenges, new opportunities, and new hope. Here is some advice that I hope you will remember and find helpful as you continue along your journey, and it begins with a story. Captain Charles J. Plum was a graduate of the United States Naval Academy, a former jet fighter pilot, and a combat veteran with 74 successful missions over Vietnam. Captain Plum was shot down over enemy territory on his 75th mission over Vietnam just 5 days before he was scheduled to return home. He ejected from his F-4 Phantom jet, parachuted into enemy hands, was taken prisoner, tortured, and survived nearly 6 years in a prison camp. He won several medals of distinction, including a Silver Star and 2 Purple Hearts. You may be thinking, why am I sharing with you such a somber story about Captain Plum with all of you on your graduation day? So I'll continue. When he returned from the war, Captain Plum was sitting in a restaurant in Kansas City when he was approached by a man who recognized him and called him by name. The captain at first was confused, not knowing how he knew him. But the gentleman continued by saying, "You're Captain Plum. You flew jet fighters in Vietnam, and you were on the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk. You were shot down, you parachuted into enemy hands, and you spent 6 years as a prisoner of war." Captain Plum, more perplexed as ever, asked the gentleman how he knew all of this information. And the gentleman replied, "Because I packed your parachute on the day that your plane was shot down." Captain Plum was speechless, because the person in front of him was the single person who saved his life when his plane was shot down, a person he didn't know, a person that he walked by several times each day while stationed on the same ship for months. This person was on board the Kitty Hawk aircraft carrier fulfilling his duties as a parachute packer. During the Vietnam War, a parachute packer was a person who carefully folded each panel of the parachute and its silk attachments, all 18 of them, so that if the pilot needed to engage his parachute, it would open easily and allow a person to float to the ground. If the parachute was not packed properly, the parachute would get tangled, the person would fall quickly through the sky and face an uncertain fate. This parachute packer, who Captain Plum never knew until that day in Kansas City, had a significant impact on his life. The person did his job, he did it well, without fanfare or accolades. He knew that his job was important and he was helping to contribute to the overall goal of the team. The story of Captain Plum and the metaphor of the parachute makes two important points. The first is that each of you will play a role in this society. Each role will be different, but each role will be equally important. What will be critical to the success of you, your team, or your organization is how you work together and adapt to situations to reach your common goal. Think about what would have happened if the parachute packer, Captain Plum, the plane mechanics, the air traffic controller, and other personnel on board the Kitty Hawk did not work together on that day in Vietnam. You have seen time and time again during your 4 years here at RMHS how important teamwork is on our sports teams, drama productions, bands, and group projects. When those groups work together regardless of skill, they have a greater chance of achieving their goal. Andrew Carnegie, one of the most successful businessmen in the late 1800s and early 1900s, said this about teamwork. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision. It is the ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Time and time again, as you continue along your journey, you'll be put in situations where you will need to work together to attain those uncommon results. It will require you to be able to communicate your point of view, understand the other member's point of view, and come up with a solution that is good for the greater good of the team, not for one individual. This is a skill that you will need as you continue along your journey. To make my second point, the metaphor of the parachute, I would like you to reflect on the answers to the following questions. Who has had a positive impact on your life? Who has packed your parachute and supported you in your life? Who are the special people in your life who have provided you with the encouragement you need when the chips are down? And conversely, whose parachutes have you packed? Who have you supported along the way? And who looks to you for strength in times of need? At different times in our lives, we are parachute jumpers or we're parachute packers. When you are a parachute jumper, you have been supported along your journey with your own parachute packers. Perhaps it was a teacher, a grandparent, a parent, or a close friend. Each of you will need to continue to have that support as you continue along the next leg of your journey. You have also been parachute packers and supported others along their journey. You will also need to continue to do that for them as well. Sometimes in the daily challenges that life gives us, we can miss what is really important. We may fail to say hello, please, or thank you. Congratulate someone on something wonderful that has happened to them, give a compliment, or just do something nice for no reason. As you go through today, this week, this month, this year, don't forget to recognize the people who pack your parachutes, and think about how you can become a parachute packer for others. I want to leave you with two final thoughts as you finish your 13 years in public education. In her final show a few weeks ago, Oprah Winfrey reflected on what she learned from her show over the last 25 years. She said, quote, "Everybody has a calling, and your real job in life is to figure out what that calling is and get about the business of doing it. Every time we have seen a person who is a success in their life, they spoke of the job and they spoke of the juice that they receive from doing what they knew they were meant to be doing. Because that what a calling is. It lights you up and it lets you know that you are exactly what you're supposed to be doing, exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and how you're supposed to be doing it. You have to know what sparks the light in you so that you, in your own way, can illuminate the world. My second final thought comes from Walt Disney, someone whose vision, talent, creativity, and perseverance has inspired me along my own journey. He once said, quote, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." Class of 2011, I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known. Congratulations on your graduation. I wish you good health and Godspeed on your journey ahead.